What is up, my brothers and sisters? John Gotti is here. Yes, I have returned from the ashes with the power of the Ultimate Warrior.
Wow.
It's Debate Amongst Friends, folks. It is Wednesday. Doc, this is the final day of no football in the NFL. Because the NFL's back tomorrow. But before that, thank you very much for tuning in for this podcast. This is Debate Amongst Friends. I am the Professor John Gotti, the king of RNG, the troll bastard, the data analyzing ninja, the of my own fate, the Terminator, hence Ziklina, the best podcasting machine. And always by my side, he'll take you to Suplex City. The podcasting beast. There's no tribal chief that'll get in his way. Doc, the God.
Oh boy. Yeah, oh boy. What's up, brother?
Doc, are you always tranquilo? Doc elidelo. I know you have to be hyped.
I'm a little more hyped than I was 2 hours ago. Trying to scrape myself off the bed, but hey, we're in. We're back.
Apropos, because it's normally me.
Right, exactly.
I've been up since 5:30, and I've been hyped.
Hey.
We got power rankings. We got opening night happening tomorrow. Doc,
Mañana.
I can't wait. Well, it seems like
and it just happens
to this day.
And it just happens to be my buck, so I gotta try to run home from practice tomorrow and try to make it in time. But I mean, it starts at 8:20, so hopefully I can, get out of there.
I can't wait to see the final betting line for it. Actually, I'm gonna tune into that probably a little bit later on this afternoon. See if I want to do something with DraftKings, who are not sponsoring this episode at all. But if they did, you would know that all they have to do is reach out to us at debateamongstfriends.com.
That's right. But let's jump right in here just in case any craziness happens. I know there's a storm brewing outside for both of us. But it looks like the Saints traded for Bradley Roby from the Texans. Texans is, it's just a fire sale. I don't know. They're just getting rid of everybody. They're not holding any punches. I think once DeAndre left that locker room, it's been pretty much downhill.
Yikes.
They're only one trade away from tanking for the next 5 years. And of course, that's whatever happens with Deshaun Watson. Because Tyrod obviously is one play away from going back to the bench. So whoever's his backup,
just a shame.
Yeah, whoever his backup is, they're about to be skyrocketed to the top. This would be a great time for Jamarcus Russell comeback.
Moving on, folks.
The Ravens sign Le'Veon Bell. But it says to the practice squad, and I'm surprised about this. I didn't even think Le'Veon Bell.
Wait. So you telling me, Doc, the God, that Le'Veon Bell signed to the practice squad? And in fantasy, we had the most ads that occurred yesterday because people think that Le'Veon Bell is playing week 1.
It says practice squad. Obviously, it's the last week before the game. Actually, last couple of days before the season starts. So he doesn't know anything about this offense. Obviously, a run is a run, right? A pass is a pass, but you need to know protections. You need to know. Yep. Obviously, they run the option, so it's hard to just throw somebody in to this particular offense. So that is interesting, at least.
Taking a spiral.
So, again, since we're talking about the Steelers,
I mean,
obviously,
if he
TJ Watt
is he
saga.
Dennis Schroeder before the Dennis Schroeder happened?
No, I think it's just Steelers players. I think they play for the Steelers. Obviously, they have a lot of fan hype, I guess I'll say. You think about it, like most Steelers, yeah.
Out there who listens to us, by the way.
Yeah, you think about the Steelers and their fans and how much they build their team. So it's like whenever a Steeler leaves and goes to another place, they usually don't have that same success. A la the Belichick coaching tree.
Yikes.
But that's starting to change too. I mean, but you think about it. Antonio Brown had troubles. Plexico Burris had troubles.
Sorry.
And man, yeah, I can't believe
I got a bullet into my knee.
Emmanuel Sanders had an okay career.
Yeah.
We'll see what James Conner does. Like, so you look at the people who left Pittsburgh, especially those who wanted a lot of money.
And the Steelers are well known to not pay that high.
I think they don't pay offensively. Defensively, they pay because that's what they believe in. So I expect TJ Watt to get paid. They can't let him out that door. I don't care what happens. They just can't. Like, and this would be the perfect time to probably let Ben Roethlisberger go, because even Big Ben is like, pay him, and I'm like, that's gonna cost them you. You're done. All right. So, which it might be time for them to move on from Ben anyway.
I mean, they got Haskins there.
They do. And they also, they got Mason Rudolph still too.
They do too. Yep.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Johnny, I know we got some power rankings to power through. I mean, do we really even have to go over number 1 and 2?
I mean, we kind of have to.
I don't like being number 1. I mean, where were we last year? That's what I would be curious.
You ended the season number 1 in the power rankings.
I'm talking about the beginning of last year, before this quote unquote historic run.
I believe you were in top 5.
I
believe it was top 5.
That's an interesting one. I'm gonna have to have Chris look that up, because that would be an interesting one to see. But obviously the Bucs are number 1. They're Super Bowl champs. They get another year under their belt for this particular offense, which still the miraculous story that 43, 44-year-old Tom Brady has to learn a whole new offense, learn new players, while the team is picking up players and they're still learning the system. But now you're talking
Buccaneers
about
last year, week 1 was ranked 13.
13. That sounds a little better. That's way better, which for good reason. We probably should have started 13 this year too.
Stop it.
But yeah,
champions and end up stop it. Can't believe you said
but
that.
Then,
what do you think this is, college football?
You'd be surprised. Yeah, number 2, obviously the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously Super Bowl runner-ups. They let go of a lot of linemen, but they did bring in some linemen.
Exactly.
The most notable, Orlando Brown. And then obviously they drafted some young linemen. So hopefully that helps Mahomes and that helps the Chiefs. I know Clyde Edwards-Helaire supposed to play week 1, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
I know fantasy-wise people are probably excited. But yeah, they're number 2 for good reason. They really should be number 1, personally, my opinion. But
number 3, we had the Buffalo Bills.
Always an exciting team, right? We had the conversation about them yesterday.
They made a lot of good moves to fix up that defensive line, which was one of their biggest issues, especially late last season. Their secondary is top notch, though.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you want about the Bills, but that secondary is legit.
I mean, outside of the stuff arm heard around the world, they were pretty locked. Exactly, they were. That's what I'm saying. Outside of that, they were pretty locked in.
He got stiff armed so much he went to the other conference. Jeez.
Right, they pushed him right out of Buffalo.
Okay, Derrick Henry stiff armed him coast to coast, and now he's in San Francisco.
Exactly. But then before we have the Green Bay Packers, obviously once Aaron Rodgers returned, and like I said, they were in it.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of people blame Aaron Rodgers for not running on third and goal.
I still feel like people have no concept of hindsight either.
Yeah, it's true. Because Devin White said himself, there's no way Aaron Rodgers would have outran me. And I believe him.
It's not untrue.
I believe Devin White. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. But yeah, they're still going through that saga, so we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Number 5, the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not sure about
that one either.
Yeah, unless they figure out a way to expand their offense.
They just lost 2 of their running backs.
They did, but
they just put another one in the week of week 1, like to the practice squad, allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. But they do have some good backs. I mean, I'm not going to count those other guys out. I just know that.
I'm not, but I mean, that's a pretty big blow.
It is. It is. But I mean, honestly, I feel like unless they change their offense, I think they're going to have to figure out a way to get this guy to be, not even get him to be able to throw. They're going to have to change the offense to a point where he becomes an air threat.
Yep.
And right now, the option is cool. Lamar Jackson running for 90,000 yards is great. But as they said during the draft, he's not a running back nor a receiver. He's a quarterback. So treat him as such. Let him launch it, Let him be the dual threat, go all in. But until they do that,
which is more surprising because like the Power Rookies came out yesterday.
And they have him at number 5. I'm curious to see.
Number 5, like that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the rest of this list has to show. But number 6 already is kind of weird with the Los Angeles Rams. I don't know. I mean, me personally, I know that this right here is talk about Deshaun Jackson, but I'm curious to see what Matthew Stafford can do.
I think Matthew Stafford's going to have a really great season. This is going to be a fun NFC West to watch. Hands down. I think so. That's better offensive line than what he had in Detroit.
Never mattered. They had a great offensive line in Detroit. No, they had a great offensive line in Detroit at one point. Oh my God!
At one point, yeah.
But he gets injured even when they have a good offensive line. They went out and signed some of the best guards in football. They had great time. The guy just gets injured. Okay. Sam Bradford 2.0. So hopefully this isn't a situation where he gets knocked out.
Wow,
despite them having a better line.
Sighting in this episode, folks.
All I'm saying is it's good that the Rams kept their young rookie quarterback or the young quarterback that they refuse to let go because they might need him.
Yikes.
Number 7 here, the Seattle Seahawks. They're always so... You just never know what you're going to get from the Seahawks.
Pretty much. They're like a box of chocolate.
Yeah, you really never know what you're going to get, ever. Obviously, you're going to get Russell Wilson. And obviously, DK Metcalf, who you mentioned yesterday, is now a top a first round / second round pick fantasy wise. I believe you said that yesterday.
Yep.
Which is still mind boggling to me, you taking receivers in the first round.
Well, I already told you that people had put Patrick Mahomes in second round in a lot of drafts. Like,
just can't do it.
Like
there's so many
second round, but still.
There's so many receivers to grab. Like I said, I always go running back first. Again, unless we're in that situation where you are being put in a position, like if I'm last in the first round and Patrick Mahomes is there, I'm taking him. Like it's just very natural. But
yeah,
the Seahawks in this situation, outside of Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, I'm not 100% sure who else is on the team, if they improved their line. I know that they had a bad line.
They had a very bad line.
So I'm curious to see how this works out.
Chef Russ running.
Right.
Like it was almost like a prelude to what we saw in the Super Bowl, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. A great plan. Great defense. to stalemate an offense.
Tabo was like, that looks pretty good.
I'm going to steal it. But
I'm
number
going to
8
take
here.
that same plan and dial it up to 10.
Dial it up to 10, exactly. Number 8 here, we got the Cleveland Browns, so I'm pretty excited about.
I think I'm pretty excited for them too. All they have to do is just capitalize what they did last season. Of course, with Odell Beckham Jr. coming back, and they have a full off season to gel. I mean, it's going to be a rough battle in the AFC North outside of the Bengals.
We'll see what happens with the Bengals, but as long as I think Baker Mayfield doesn't try to force the ball to Odell, because I think that's what he did. He did a lot of that last season.
Which again, I think that comes more of them trying to create some cohesiveness too.
No, Odell just needs to play his role. It's okay if you don't get the ball, right? Just chill and wait. But Baker a lot of times tried to force the ball to him, and that hurt them tremendously. That's why when he was out, they won so many games.
Well, we'll have to see if Doc has the reads with the Browns then.
We shall see. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the trading block. Wouldn't be surprised. Let's just wait and see, right?
Number 9, we have the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G's QB1.
If he can stay healthy again, this could be
the whole team's coming back healthy too.
This could be a Alex Smith to Mahomes-esque, or
easy
Alex Smith to freaking Colin Kaepernick,
or if you're within the league, he who must not be named.
Still didn't get an opportunity over the likes of several quarterbacks who he's better than.
Of course,
that's okay.
I love the fact that people try to use his stats, and I'm like, is they serious? Is they serious?
They are actually.
Okay.
They are. But outside of the quarterback situation, I mean, the 49ers really just have to stay healthy.
That's pretty much it. Like if they were healthy last season, like we're looking at a Week 17 NFC West Championship game.
Exactly. Number 10, the aforementioned Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 10.
I think the number 11 should be higher than the Steelers, in my opinion.
I agree, and we'll see what happens with the Steelers. I think it's just going to be a matter of them just playing better. I mean, that's it, finishing, because they had a good run. They just didn't finish. They were undefeated for 12 weeks or something like that.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, they just had to finish. They lost the last 5 games or something.
Doc used to say, Doc always said, it's never how you start the season. It's always how you finish.
I mean, I didn't say that, but I understand what you're saying. Same with I say the Titans. The Titans at number 11. Obviously, they pick up Julio Jones. It's going to be amazing watching Julio and Corey Davis. Julio and not Corey Davis. Who the heck did they have on the other side? Now, Corey Davis went to the Jets, and Jonnu Smith left as well.
Mm-hmm.
They have somebody else on the other side, but I guess it's fine because they still have Henry, the king of running backs at this particular time, which he shows no signs of slowing down. And that particular dynamic of Julio Jones and Derrick Henry it's going to be a problem. And
I could agree with that.
I don't know. AJ Brown is the other receiver.
Yes. I know it's going to come back to you.
AJ Brown. So AJ Brown and Julio is going to be amazing. And they still have some really, really good slot receivers as well. And Ryan Tannehill is playing better than he's ever played in his NFL history. But the thing about Ryan Tannehill is that I think the first couple of years, especially in Miami, we didn't give him enough credit for switching from wide receiver to quarterback. So now he's finally starting to get it. And I think that's where the production is coming in.
Between that and just some terrible, terrible coaching, too, which did not help.
True. That's true.
Number
true.
12, though, a lot of people's dark horse to get into the playoffs this season. And I'm talking about go Chargers, go. Justin Herbert.
New coach, which I wish that didn't happen, but we're going to have to wait and see. It is really about the development of Herbert. That's really pretty much it. The fact that this article here on NFL.com is talking about a kicking battle just goes to show you exactly what they think about the Chargers. Number 13.
I think for them, they're just saying that it's too soon to make any judgment.
We'll see. Number 13, we have the New England Patriots, obviously going with Mac Jones, which, again, I like Mac Jones. I think he's going to have some ups and downs, but
people started to try to make the comparisons with Tom Brady already.
Which they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
Like, same people who were saying that Tom Brady's not going to do well with the Bucs because he's assistant quarterback that needs to be on the Patriots offense.
Well, so I think the problem with Tom was that they were saying that he couldn't throw it deep. He didn't have the deep ball. That was the main thing. Tom didn't have the deep ball.
And then he's out there just slinging it. Well, we're not talking about the Bucs. Number 14, we had the Miami Dolphins.
They're going to go as far as Tua takes them.
I agree.
I don't know. Even though they talked about trading for Deshaun Watson all summer, all spring, like all off season pretty much, but they're going to go as far as Tua takes them. I think they're building a solid team in Miami, but it's really going to come down to Tua. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want any fans to come out there and talk about how I'm pronunciating it. So we're going to stick with Tua.
Number 15, we have the New Orleans Saints.
Jameis Winston. I think Jameis is going to be a beast. He'll have some of those games. Do I think he's going 30 for 30? No. Do I think he's going to? Do I still think he's going to have? I
feel like people keep referring to that, and they're just prisoners of the moment.
Do I think he's going to have a high interception ratio? It depends on what you consider high. In this offense, I don't think they're going to be asking him to throw down the field a lot. So he might have the highest passer rating he's ever had in his career.
I can see that.
But he'll still make.
We got to see what's going to happen with the Michael Thomas situation too.
I say forget him. I mean, he's okay, but he's one of those guys that I think, similar to the Pittsburgh Steelers receivers, who thinks he's better than he really is. So he'll probably leave New Orleans, depending on the team he goes to, and he probably won't produce as much as he did. Drew made Michael Thomas, and he should not forget that.
Yikes. Number 16, the Indianapolis Colts,
who should have Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson. I'm not sure if that's a negative or a positive.
I think that's more of a positive than a negative, honestly.
With Carson Wentz at the helm?
I was talking about Quentin Nelson.
Yeah, I figured that. Which is why I said more positive or negative. I don't know. But the Colts, obviously, they have a pretty solid team. I don't know. I think they're missing a piece. Maybe a receiver. Obviously, T.Y. is not going to be playing. Mm-hmm. They have some young guys, but they're a running team anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. We'll see what Taylor can do. I know that they're getting some people back from injury outside of just Winston Nelson, so we'll have to wait and see. But 16 is a good spot for them. Middle of the road, middle of the pack. We just went over the top 16 of this year's NFL Power Rankings for Week 1. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we go over the bottom 16.
You heard this podcast on your favorite podcast platform. But if you didn't, you can always go to our website at www.debateamongstfriends.com to listen to this episode as well as all of our previous. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we go over more news, more analysis, and the reads.
Keep it tranquilo.